But I need to take you now from the studios. The NPP is having a press conference now.
We had projectors in the hall, and we have TVs outside for the general public to view whatever was going on at the collation center. At a point in the process, one of the NDC agents called JoyNews asked the electoral commission to stop because they do not have all their pink sheets available. But ladies and gentlemen, how could the NDC claim that there was no collation at all? After the EC, together with the parties, had collated about 257 polling stations, including the special voting, they displayed the collected results on the screen, both inside the room and outside of the hall. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, our NPP candidate, Honorable Matia J. Mensah Kosa, was leading with 48,268 votes as against that of the NDC candidate who had 47,974. The EC approached both parties that if we could help them with some of their pink sheets, with some pink sheets, because they had not received all their pink sheets. They asked for these pink sheets, and I wish you can take them. There were about 10 pink sheets that were missing. Indeed, they were not missing. The EC claimed that they were expecting them from their agents, their returning officers. Number one, presiding officers, yeah. KO101048, that's the Techiman Senior High A. Number two, KO10209B, Fountain JHS, Techiman 1. KO10406, PPAG, Office Techiman 2. KO10701, Good Shepherd Day Care Center, Jumo. KO113048, DAJHS Kenten. KO11305B, DHJHS Kenten 2. KO11504, R Career Upper Atomic Road, Techiman. KO12301B, DAJHS Ahansa. KO12404, CMB Shed, Tanosowa. And KO13001B, DAHS School Agosa. Ladies and gentlemen, the NDC again, under very strange circumstances, told the EC that they do not have these pink sheets for the reconciliation. So after a long wait, and again under some strange circumstances, the NDC, led by the election officer, Mr. Bin Laden, a very interesting name, isn't it? Now said they have the pink sheets. It will interest you to know that it was the same man who addressed the press conference and peddled a number of inaccurate stories about the happenings at the collation center. 8 of the above-mentioned pink sheets were reconciled and peacefully remaining only the Career and our Upper Atomic Road, which will later added the other one. Unfortunately, when it got to that of Hensa, the NDC insisted that they will not allow the Electoral Commission to add the Hensa one, simply because the EC did not have the pink sheet. The NDC claimed they didn't have it. The EC didn't have that pink sheet because when the returning officer was bringing his, the presiding, sorry, I'm using the, when the presiding officer was bringing his box to the collation center, he was attacked by the NDC and they scattered all the items that he was bringing. So the EC didn't have the pink sheet. But we gave them our pink sheet, which had been signed by both parties. And the EC verified it and said that it was authentic. But the NDC insisted that they were not going to allow the EC to add that pink sheet. After a long deliberation, that pink sheet was added. And when that happened, they projected the figures, that is the total figures, on the wall, on the screen, inside the room and outside the room. This juncture, Honorable Martin Ajay-Mensah-Kosa, the MP-elect, had 49,682, and Christopher Bayrou of the NDC had 49,205. This obviously made Honorable Ajay-Mensah-Kosa as the winner of the Techiman South constituency elections. Let's note some inconsistencies in the narration of the NDC. Former President John Dramani Mahama addressed a press conference in which he gave the NDC candidate 54,170 votes as against Honorable Martin Ajay-Mensah 49,825. His General Secretary, Asiedun Ketia, had a different press conference. He also gave Christopher Bayrou 50,569 and Honorable Martin Ajay-Mensah-Kosa 49,874. And these are two leading figures of the NDC, giving us two different figures. How can we trust such an inconsistent leaders who want to lead this nation? Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could show you the video recording. The NDC claims that there was no declaration by the EC. Is the video? Yeah, I don't know if you can play the video for me.
Can you give the volume?
Yeah, the returning officer. No, the returning officer is the man with the EC jacket, the blue jacket. Here he is declaring the results. And I think we can listen to.
That's the NDC candidate.
That is the NDC candidate, Christopher Bayrou, who was trying to attack the returning officer. I don't know whether he's a boxer, but he's the man who had wanted to be the. So let's listen to the returning officer. As soon as he ended, the NDC organizer attempted to snatch the microphone from his. So if anybody says that there was no declaration, ladies and gentlemen, you have seen it. This is the evidence that the returning officer declared the results. And I think by convention, parliamentary results are declared at the constituency level. So as I said, we have an elected member of parliament, Honorable Martin Ajay-Mensah-Kosa. Ladies and gentlemen, can you see the light on for me? My eyes are going. The NDC claims that we used the soldiers to overturn the results. In other words, they said that we brought a lot of soldiers there to intimidate their people. Of course, they are the national security, they have to protect national officers doing their legitimate work. But I must state that if there was any incident, and I hear 2 people died, rather unfortunate, they are our brothers, and we don't want that to happen to anyone. But I think if there's anybody to be blamed, then we must blame the NDC party chairman, Nufawa, the parliamentary candidate, Bayrou, and that man Bin Laden guy, they were the ones who invited their people to troop to the station. In between the announcement of the results, they came out to urge their people to attack. So even as we were leaving the hall, they were rushing on us. Sadly, my MP fell. I had to lift him up, and we had to be guarded by our guys to enter a car, and we were whisked away. At this time, these guys attempted to strike at the military. Whatever happened there happened behind us because we had left. The rest, we all saw it on television. I think we have to condemn the leaders who did that. In addition, the media cannot be left out. There's a station in Techiman called Akina Radio. It's owned by one NDC financier. They kept announcing fake results right from the time that the polls ended. They kept announcing the NDC had won, the NDC had won. So they were telling people to troop to the polling center, the collation center. Sadly, even the normal convention of not campaigning the day before election was broken by this radio station. They are also to be blamed for the unfortunate incident that happened in Techiman. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to state once again that we as a party, or even as our elected MP, had nothing to do with the deployment of security men at the polling station on that day. My candidate only came there in the morning to greet his staff and later came there for the announcement of the results. That was all, and we left immediately after that. I want to tell the general public that Techiman is a very peaceful city to live. It's the NDC that is causing trouble there. Post that incident, we are told that they have invited some of their thugs from Abuabo, Boko. They have all assembled in Techiman now, trying to unleash mayhem on the citizens of Techiman. I'm calling our defense ministers, our interior ministers, our national security to take note of what is happening in Techiman. 2 days ago, we had their boys shooting in the market, threatening market women, driving people away. We cannot allow this to go on unchecked. So by this, we are calling on all peace-loving Ghanaians to condemn what is happening. And I think they are taking a cue from the former president, who, instead of calling them to order, is urging them on to do this. I think it's uncalled for. We are peace-loving, and we'll try and maintain peace. But there's a limit to what we can take. At this juncture, I want to once again congratulate the president on his re-election, and I also want to congratulate our MP-elect. I want to also reiterate that we have all the pink sheets. NPP, we have all the pink sheets. If you have time, like we are waiting for a car, I was going to display them to you. We have all the pink sheets. We have all our pink sheets. So anybody who claims that we don't have our pink sheet is lying. Because if you remember, yes. Even at the collation center, when the electoral commission were looking for pink sheets, they were consulting us. Because we managed to gather all our pink sheets few hours after close of polls. As you can see, if we are to count them one by one, you see that we have all our pink sheets here. So, we want to thank you for coming, and God bless you, and God bless our home nation, Ghana. Thank you. Okay. Abuzafo nyina mama kwaba.